are the intercompany activities taken into consideration with the economic substance regulation? Are they counted as part of the necessary volume of activity and employment? So yes, intercompany activities are taken into consideration under the ESR, in other words, economic substance regulations. The ESR requires entities conducting relevant activities in certain jurisdictions and like the UAE, for instance, to have substantial economic presence. And this will become more and more a necessary requirement if you start moving into the world of international tax and multinational groups. So firstly, intercompany transactions are relevant when assessing whether an entity meets the economic substance requirements. And these transactions can be counted as part of the necessary volume of activity, provided they are genuine and have a legitimate commercial purpose. So that then takes us to the point, which is, what is the necessary volume of activity? Now, the necessary volume of activity refers to the actual economic activities the entity is engaged in within that specific jurisdiction. And that means you're looking at generating income activities, undertaking operations that are core to the business. And then one must ask yourself, intercompany activities such as providing services or financing within a group can contribute to this volume if they are substantial and not merely artificial arrangements. And that's why it's important to look at the necessary volume of activities. And then one goes and looks at typical rules which are usually applicable to POEM or place of effective management, or to show that there's real business and substance, is what you call employment and economic substance. And that typically requires an adequate number of qualified employees in the industry that's relevant to be physically present in that jurisdiction. And intercompany activities that require staff and involve employees working with within that jurisdiction can also count towards this requirement. So quite important to look at this. And then something that is quite important in any tax environment, albeit indirect tax or direct tax, is your compliance regulations and documentation. One must always ensure that you comply with whatever rules and regulations there are, and specifically the documentation requirements. Those are very, very important.